Well, and it's something I think about too, which is a message I feel like a lot of people need to hear, because a lot of people don't realize that, not everyone can make tens of millions of dollars or maybe be as successful or as like you or I can. But I do believe most people, if they, find something they like, put in a lot of hours, like a ridiculous amount of hours, consume, basically everything's available on the internet now, consume all knowledge available on how to be good at certain thing, and then, do 1,000 iterations on it, then they can come out the other side and do it for a living. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like but most people aren't exposed to that kind of, to be honest, rhetoric. Like they think still, their parents went to college, got a degree, that's how you get a job. And so a lot of people today, because obviously your parents educate you and teach you a lot of these things, and I'm not saying college is bad, just think it's the same pathway, and then they get in a lot of debt, and they don't fully realize that, if you just so there are certain content creators that might blow up in 2 years, and there are others like me that take 10 years, and it's just like a distribution chart, and probably the average is somewhere in the middle, and you just have to there's no set time frame you can give yourself. But if you're surrounded with other people obsessed with the certain thing you're obsessed over, whatever it is, you put in 10,000 hours, and in those 10,000 hours you do 1,000 iterations, and you consume all knowledge available on it. It's the better you do it, the further to the right, like the 2-year mark, you'd be of being able to do it for a career. But sometimes it will take longer, and you just have to give yourself enough time in it, but eventually you can make it happen. And I think that just more young people need to hear that, really, because they just don't even really, the dots don't connect in their mind that that's really even an option, right?
Well, it's a completely new career path, right? And the only way that people really can get a map of the territory is from someone like you, who's gone through the very early days of it, and they could show, hey, not only is this guy successful, he's fucking hyper successful. Like, this is not a dream. Like, this is a possibility. You just have to figure out your version of what he did, and it's a process.
But I would argue it's not even just for content creation. Like, if you wanted to be an accountant or really anything, it's like, just put in a lot of hours, do a lot of iterations, surround yourself with great people, and obsess over it. Stay focused, consume it, and then recognize, you might be like, oh, well, this person did it in 10 months. Why is it taking me so long? It's average and statistics. And just give yourself enough time frame. And, it's hard to, again, I'm not saying you'll make tens of millions of dollars, but if you want to do that thing for a living, if you follow those traits, it's going to happen eventually. Because
you have to be process-oriented, not goal-oriented. The process is getting better at stuff. The goal of being financially secure comes with it eventually. But if you think, I want X amount of money, well, that's what you're going to think about. You're not going to think about the actual thing you're making, so it won't be as good, so you'll probably never get there.
Bingo.
Yeah. And this is one of the cool things about owning a comedy club is that we've set up the club so there's a real path. Like, these people understand how you can become a professional. Yeah. Because becoming a professional, when I first started, was this very vague, weird thing. Like, no one knew how it was done. Yeah. Like, you went to open mic nights, you did open mic night. How do I get paid? How do I ever be a professional? Yeah. Someone has to ask you to go with them on the road, and then you wind up getting mentored by another comedian, which is nice because they usually need opening acts, and that's kind of how we did it. But what we set up at the comedy club, we have a real creative director, this guy Adam Egid, who is the creative director at the Comedy Store, the talent coordinator. He watches all the open micers, and he finds people that are good. We have 2 nights of open mic nights, and then we have Kill Tony. So we have Kill Tony, the show, which is every Monday, where these people pull a random name out of a bucket, and you have a chance to go
Phenomenal show if people don't watch it. It's hilarious.
The best fucking show ever. Yeah. And these people get to do 1 minute of stand-up, and if it blows up and they do well, they get to come back. And if they get to come back, then all of a sudden millions of people have seen them do stand-up, and now they're selling out comedy clubs, and they have real careers. And some of these people were just grinding it out. And, my friend Dedrick Flynn, he was out in Atlanta doing it, and my friend Ari Matty was in Estonia, and he went to Australia for 10 years, just grinding, trying to make it in comedy. Gets on Kill Tony, boom, now he has a career. It's incredible.
And I don't recognize those names, but as me, a case study, right? If they're doing stuff in Estonia or other, I never would see it. But if they're on Kill Tony, I'll see it.
Exactly.
Right? And there are millions of people like me that we're not we're casual comedy watchers, right? I don't, maybe I'll watch a Netflix special here or there, and I watch Kill Tony. And so if you don't exist in one of those two things, you just don't exist in my world. And there's so many people like me.
There's a lot of people now like that, particularly. And we wanted to set up a network. We wanted to set up like a real pathway where these people you can see, hey, other people like Cam Patterson. He was a doorman at the Comedy Store, and now he's on Saturday Night Live, or doorman at the Mothership rather, and now he's on Saturday Night Live. He started out at the Mothership, and he was working there as an employee.
And he's funny, and
he's
I
amazing.
know who he is.
He's amazing.
Because of Kill Tony.
Yes, because of Kill Tony.
Exactly.
But there's multiple versions of that now that are coming out of the club, and so we wanted to set it up like that. So you still have to do all the work, but we want to like illuminate the pathway.
Exactly.
Like there's a clear pathway.
Well, because it's different skill sets, right? Like being able to get attention and get in front of people might be a different skill set than being funny and being able to make them laugh and, you know, the things that make a great comic. And so it also makes it a little straightforward for people who might be just world-class in-one comics, but they don't know how to scrounge up enough money to travel the world and do all these things and smart enough to figure it out. And so like handling that part, because at the end of the day, like as a viewer, I just want to watch funny people, right? You know?
There's also, you have to be able to see other people who have done it already and how they did it. So because of a guy like Cam Patterson goes from being a doorman at the Mothership to now being on SNL, people see it and they go, oh, it can be done. What did he do? Well, he kept killing every time he got on stage. So that's what I got to do.
Exactly.
I got to work on my set, really grind it out. And I was with this guy 3 years ago, and now this guy is rich and he's famous.
Yeah.
Like, this is amazing. He was poor just like me, like literally working for,
I'm sure you pay well, but yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, doing road gigs and doing whatever you can. Guys are barely getting by, but that's the key. It's like you got to know that it's possible.
Yeah.
And before someone like you became, a real content creator, but imagine just trying to explain to someone what your YouTube show, what your goal was. Imagine this. Imagine 15 years ago, you sitting down with someone when you're 13 years old and trying to explain, I want the show to have hundreds of millions of subscribers. I want billions of hours consumed worldwide.
Yeah.
I want it to be like one of the biggest shows in human history, and I'm going to do it on YouTube. They'd be like, you're out of your fucking mind.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And back then, like viral videos back then were like 2 million views. Right. And so like, if you would have said back then, I want to get 100 million views a video, like, I mean, people would call you the lunatic. Like you're just
delusional.
Like, not even delusional, like a certified like lunatic. Like you're not even living in reality.
But now that you've paved the path and then you've shown people that it can be done, now you see
everyone's has a lot more confidence to reinvest.
It's a real career path. It's a real career path if you pursue it the way someone pursues learning how to play guitar and being in a band. Like, do it the right way. I want to be a pilot. What do I have to do? I got to go to pilot school. I got to do the work. Go through the process.
Like factually. Or I mean, I don't know if it's factually, but it's like millions of people over the next 10 years that will, find a job, being a creator or working for creators, right? I know.
Yes.
I mean, dozens upon dozens of creators who are hiring dozens of people each. I have 150 open recs in my business. I mean, these creators, hundreds of thousands of people are going to become creators themselves full time, and those creators are going to hire millions of employees over the next, decade or so. So even if which is what I see, a lot of people who try to become a creator who end up failing, they end up being phenomenal, partners or employees for other creators, right? And the space is growing so big, and there's just so much demand for it because not everyone who did stuff in traditional Hollywood, acclimates as well over here. And so there's just so much, like everyone I know just needs like 5 or 6 people. So it's like, it's a pretty useful thing. And it's like almost like the equivalent of getting a college degree, right? If you're a teenager now and you put in 5,000 hours, 500 iterations, you obsess over this thing, blah, blah, you come out the other end. Even if you don't make it as a YouTuber, you know how to edit. Now you know how to tell a story. Now you have all these character traits, and some other YouTuber will pick you up in a heartbeat.